Hello and welcome everyone to the Happily Ever After Summit. I am your host, LaToya J.R. And today you're going to learn how to co-create a marriage filled with love, intimacy, and adventure. I'm super excited today because we have Dr. Kat Smith, and she is a wonderful expert. I'm going to have her introduce herself and tell you what it is that she does.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, LaToya. I am an entomologist or an intimacy expert. I'm also a doctor of human sexuality, and I'm a TEDx speaker, and I produce and I manufacture romance products and programs for couples.
That's a lot. Like you're like an expert from here to here.
Yeah.
So my first question today, and because you specialize in intimacy, is what does intimacy mean to you?
Well, that's a great question, LaToya, because there's a lot of confusion between intimacy and sex. And intimacy is so much more. I usually say sex lasts on average about 7 minutes. What do you do with the rest of your time to really connect with the one you love? Mm-hmm. Okay, so intimacy has so many components in it. It's the affection, it's care, it's trust, it's nurturing, it's respect, it's communication. It's so much more. I call it the foundation for which your house of love stands on. Okay, so intimacy is a broader concept. And I usually use this analogy. If you think about an iceberg, we see the top of the iceberg above the surface of the water. Mm-hmm. That is the relationship. But the intimacy is what is underneath the surface of the water. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times that is really what we're all seeking, is that intimacy. So
Thank you. Thank you for distinguishing that for me, because I feel like when I am talking to people, what they're asking for is more intimacy, but the superficial thing that they're thinking of is not exactly what they want. So exactly. More connection, more communication with their spouse, that affection. I did not know the average sex time was 7 minutes, but that is very interesting to know.
Yeah. I'll give you the before and after play, but the time you spend within a course is about 7 minutes.
Interesting. Okay, so my next question is, how do couples stay intimate then?
Well, one of the things that I really highly stress with couples is to stay in touch. Affection is a daily thing. It's like that apple a day. Now, we all have seen this scenario, been in this scenario, where he walks up to you and he wants to rub your shoulders, and you're like, that's all you think about. Okay? How many women have had that experience? Well, the reason why we resent him going in for, to initiate sex is because he hasn't given us any affection any other time. Okay? So affection is a daily thing. Touch her, hug her, kiss her without trying to poke, okay? Don't try to get her in bed every time you touch her. Let her know she's valued, she's appreciated, she's loved, she's desired by hugs and kisses and, just squeezes and caresses. I say you should never pass each other without some kind of physical interaction. And another one of my pet peeves is the run by kissing. It's like you're walking out the door, no more of that. Stop. Hold each other. Look into each other's eyes. Allow the oxytocin to be released from your body so that you can handle the traffic and handle your stressful job. So take some time. Tell them to have a great day. I can't wait to see you when you get home. I love you. And say it looking in their eyes. Say, I love you. Okay? Those two things alone will change the dynamics of your relationship.
I kind of already knew that, and I've always told people when couples come to me and they want to get connected, that's kind of the first thing I go to is the kissing. But when I hear you say it, what I hear you saying is be present in that moment.
Yes. Always be present, and be transparent.
Mhm.
Okay, let them know what you're doing, who you're going to be with, and involve them in your life. You're not living separate lives. You have blended your lives together.
Mhm.
And that's important. So all of your beliefs, all of your life experiences, all of your stuff is now part of this relationship. And you have to be able to weed through all of your beliefs. I call it your love perspective. Your views on love, sex, and romance is influenced by religion, by society, life experience, by your gender, by your race. Okay? All of this stuff contributes to how you see love, sex, romance, the opposite sex, and even your own sex, your own gender. Okay? Because when I was growing up, there was always this thing about, don't you trust a woman with your man? She will take your man. Don't you trust a woman? And I'm like, well, I'm a woman. How do I not trust women when I'm a woman? So then you start doubting yourself. You don't trust your own actions because it's been ingrained in you not to trust women. So things like that really do affect how you interact with other people. So once you can kind of understand that everything you believe and everything, your reactionary habits, all of those things influence how you're going to interact with your significant other. And learning how to communicate your desires, communicate to him what is upsetting you instead of giving him the silent treatment and cutting him off from sex, explain to him. Because men are mostly emotionally undeveloped. So when you go in at him all crying and hollering, and he's like, she's crazy. Because he doesn't understand emotional. He's rational. Men are physical, women are emotional. So you have to go to him and say, okay, that's unacceptable. I really don't like it when you do this. And let me tell you why I don't like it. Because of this, this, and this. Now, do you understand what I just explained to you? Repeat back to me what I just said. Because I really want you to understand how that upsets me. And I want us to be able to work through whatever issues that we have. So, baby, tell me exactly what I just shared with you. And then if he can clearly repeat what you just said and understand it. Because there's an art to communication. There's an art to listening and understanding. So you're going to ask that question all over again. All right, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand why I feel this way? The goal is to collaborate in the relationship. I don't like compromise because compromise means somebody's got to give up something. You collaborate, you're creating this beautiful, relationship together. So, you got to talk, you got to speak up, you got to ask questions. So those are the things that really help a relationship have that lasting ability.
I love that you say you got to talk and you got to have those conversations and you got to really ask, do you understand what I am saying? Even that is very, very intimate because a lot of times when you are talking, they don't understand exactly what you're saying because maybe you're, throwing up all these emotions on them and not being really clear about what it is that you're trying to say. So I love that you say that because that is a way of being intimate with your partner. My last question is, how do you increase your intimacy in your marriage so that you have that long lasting marriage that everybody really wants? I know you gave us two with, the kissing and being present. But what can you do just every single day where you're not falling out of intimacy with each other?
Well, maybe not every day, but I would say that date night is mandatory. Keep the romance in the relationship because you invest in everything else. I mean, we will make sure we get our hair done and our nails done, or the guys who want to watch the game or go play golf or whatever there is, or we DVR our favorite shows. We've got to watch Scandal, right? So, we will invest in all kinds of stuff. But when it comes to our relationship, we're like, oh, that'll be there. No, like anything. If you have a plant that's sitting on the window, you don't water it or give it sun, it's going to shrivel up and die. The same thing with your relationship. If you don't give time, energy, attention, and dedication to it, it will shrivel up and go away. So that's number one. Date night is mandatory. Another thing is to understand that a relationship is a living, breathing thing. Okay, just like I just said. So, you need to show it respect. Okay, so when other people come into the household, say kids are coming back in from college, they're moving back in. You're taking care of elderly parents, that are ill. You have to set ground rules and say, hey, our relationship is important to us. So, you got to understand that we're going to have our time together. Okay. Mm-hmm. Another thing, women, we have to stop with the independent. I'm so independent. I want a man, but I don't need a man. Okay, wait a minute. Want, need. You can't have one without the other. Mm-hmm. If you want him, you need him to want you back. And men want to be needed and wanted. Who wants to be in a relationship where you just want me for, that I provide, I help you balance out the income stresses and because, we won't let them take care of the kids because they won't do it right. They can't go to the grocery store because he's not going to get the dishwashing detergent that I want. Okay, we think they're crazy, and they're gonna let us keep doing everything because we're gonna yell at them because they didn't do it right or whatever. So we have to be superwoman. We wanna come home. We gotta be the one to get something to eat on the table. We have to do the laundry. We have to vacuum. We have to watch the kids. Oh yeah, you're superwoman. You're doing it all. Hey, delegate. Pay somebody to clean the house. Send the laundry off to, the laundromat or whatever, service. Yeah. Hey, get him to do some of it. That partnership is also in parenting and maintaining the household. That traditional sense of, the woman taking care of the house, no. If you're both working, you're both part of that relationship, you're both part of that household, there should be a balance in all of that. And he doesn't want to come home to another man. So you stay in your feminine energy. You're stronger there. You're more powerful there. You're nurturing, you're caring, you're soft, you have curves. You're so opposite of him. And I always say, men want mom with benefits. I know that sounds real strange, but think about it. His first introduction to intimacy was from mom. Mm-hmm. She always was hugging and kissing on him. If he cried, she was right there. There was lots of love and affection and all of that stuff. Mom made his favorite meals. Mom just made him feel that he could accomplish anything. Mm-hmm. Okay? He wants that in his woman. But he wants the sex on top of it because that's the number one thing men want. So he wants mom with benefits. But don't treat him like a child because he wants to be the man in your life. He wants to be the one that feels like he can protect you and take care of you. And, my husband and I, we've been together for 14 years. We just recently got married, but we've been together for 14 years. And he still carries everything for me. I'm walking, he'll carry my handbag if, he goes, let me carry that. He opens doors. He does everything. The cutest thing I can share with you about my husband is when we first got together, I had cats. 3, actually. It's a shame it's like the cat woman. Well, I had 3 cats, and he took it upon himself to do litter box duty. And to this day, he does litter box duty. So that's their way of saying, I'm going to take care of you. I don't want you to do these dirty jobs. I want you to, I want to protect you from that kind of stuff. The heavy lifting, and we don't let them do that. We don't let men open the doors for us anymore. Mm-hmm. We want to, we want to pay for meals. We want to go Dutch, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I know I may be spoiled because I still go out with my girlfriends and I'm like, the check comes and I'm going, oh, okay, Tom's not here. And so I have to get my wallet and I got to pay for myself, because I'm not used to that. And it's not just with my husband. I think it's the way I've always been taught that, let the man be the man. Mm-hmm. So even my male friends who I meet for dinner or meet for lunch, they even say, what are you doing? I got this, because they know that is what a man is supposed to do. But
I love
a lot
that.
of the younger girls now, oh no, we're going Dutch. And I'm like, okay, well, if that's the way you want your relationship to start off, you're emasculating him already, then you go ahead and see how that works out for you.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I'm married and I'm used to it. My husband grabbing my thing, my husband paying for stuff. I'm very used to that. And I didn't know that for some people, that's not the norm. The new normal was a little bit off. But you said some things and I really, really want to touch on it. A relationship is a partnership. You shouldn't be trying to be Superwoman all the time. And by you being Superwoman all the time, it does not allow him to be Superman. He needs to have that balance between you and your husband, and having that feels great, because even though we say we want to be Superwoman, in all actuality, after you start doing all of those things, you start feeling tired and you don't really want to do that. So start off how you want to continue in your relationship and have it be a partnership. Also, you said something about staying in your feminine energy, and I thought that was super great. I have just now learned that for myself. Grew up with a single mother, so we have that independent woman thing, and it feels so good to stay in my feminine energy. So I definitely encourage women to do that.
Yeah, it's a natural sense of being. And it doesn't say that you're being submissive or you're being weak or you're being, you're not capable of achieving great successes in life. Mm-hmm. It's not saying that at all. It's saying that when you come home, perfect example. Remember in The Devil Wears Prada, she was the queen, right? She was going there and she was a go-getter, and she was hardcore, but she was a go-getter. But when she went home, her man was, she was a totally different person. Mm-hmm. But it didn't mean that she was weak. And I think that one scene kind of made it seem like she was just, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. But no, what she was doing is like, I know my role in this relationship is to stay in my feminine power. He has to be the man. He has to be and not dominant in a way that it makes, like I said, she's submissive. He has to have that power, that feeling of power and control.
I love that.
And let him have that. I mean, he's a man. He wants to be pampered, pleased. He wants to be praised, and he wants a happy home. Those are the 4 things a man wants.
I'm writing this down. Pampered, please. Because I definitely want to remember this for later on. I know that you have a free gift for our audience. Could you tell them a little bit about that?
Yes, it's called the 30-Day Power Challenge. And if you go to drkatsmith.com, you can sign up for it. And what you'll get is for 30 days, you'll get an email from me, and it'll be filled with tips for date nights, just really tips on how to create that deep intimacy. If you feel that something is missing from your relationship and you're wanting that something, it's probably intimacy. And these tips will help you to create that deep intimacy in your relationship.
I'm going to get it. So you guys should get it. It's going to be connected to the link below this video. Thank you so much, Dr. Smith. I appreciate it. And you've given so much value.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for having me.
Much love, everybody.